All right, so this is what I got for you today. This is the first one. Um, this one is more about like streamers. Like, there's a lot of like Tekken streamers who come through here and that I follow, and you know, there's a lot of streamers who tend to gatekeep Tekken, and I try not to do this when I stream, and I hope I don't, um, because everybody learns like on their own time, and everybody picks who they like playing. Like, some people are like, oh, you play this person, so you're terrible, and oh, you're being carried. Like, just learn how to play the game better. That's all I can say to you. I don't get mad at a specific character. If I feel like there's a character I don't like to play, usually that signals to me I need more practice with them. Even if they have something that seems cracked, so does Lily. I just feel like, you know, just learn how to deal with it. Like, I feel like they give you tools to deal with stuff, even if it's hard. You know, it's just you just gotta learn. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I just try to take my L's and learn from them, and move along. I don't want to make anybody feel bad. Like, we're all learning. There's nobody who plays a perfect match every match, right? So we're all learning. Anyway, Leon Dante Raiden says, a lot of Tekken players give me secondhand embarrassment because of something like this. There are streamers right now publicly banning every Clive player they meet. Do you actually hate this character this much? And I don't know anybody like that personally, thank God. I don't know if you don't have to call out anybody, but have you experienced that where people will actively like gatekeep who comes into their chat or who they will play against because they play a specific character? Um, I can't imagine that would help your stream, but I only ban people with horrible connections.
Like, bro, what are you using? The first internet router ever made?
You said that attitude is amazing. Like, I feel like I learned a lot since I started playing Tekken, and a lot of it can be very introspective, and it has a lot to do with you as a person, and how you deal with like losing and stuff like that. It's been a long journey. I used to, feel bad when I lose, but it just doesn't reflect on me as a person. It reflects on how much knowledge I have. So like the goal is just to get more knowledge and practice. Um, I might play somebody who's really difficult and really challenging, but it's like I just don't know enough yet to handle this situation. So yeah, I never understand things like that. But like horrible connections, I get it. Sometimes I have played with people because I know a lot of people like overseas and stuff. So I will play people with like kind of terrible connections because like they're still my friends.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me.
I still want to play with them, and it sucks that like technology isn't to the place where you can play somebody in Europe and have a connection like you can like in the same country. But you know, it's still pretty cool when you think about it that we can still connect.
And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe!
You said nah, you're totally kidding. I know because I was in your chat, your lobby the other day, and you were playing somebody from God knows where, and their connection wasn't the greatest. But like I totally understood where you were coming from because I have friends like that too. That they're in England or they're in Germany, and like they got the connection they got. We got the connection we have. So we're just far away, and that just happens. It kind of sucks. Let's see. Oh, they're naming people. I don't want to call anybody out. Um, there are some like toxic streamers that do come up in this. And I feel sorry if you're somebody who really enjoys Tekken, and like there's so much great stuff about it, and I just feel like a lot of people just look at the wrong aspects of it. But if you've been turned away because of a character that you play, I mean, I'm sure everybody's been talked down about like their character. Like, I'm sure people talk trash about Kuma all the time. People talk trash about Lily all the time. Like, you said you can learn a lot from foreign players, Hurricane. I think so too. Yeah, there's some really good ones. Take more international matches. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. You said you're from Trinidad. My connection is naturally booty and not many players here, but I take what I can get. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I know you must get crap too, because you're so far. Hurricane with the bear puns. This is what I get. This is what I get for being friends with a Kuma player. Banned. But this is our next topic. Our next topic's over here. It's about not giving up until, you know, the match is over. Because I can't tell you how many times I've gotten down really, really, really low thinking I'm gonna lose, and I just make some kind of crazy comeback. And I've seen crazy comebacks. Like, it is not over until it's over. Do you guys have any experiences with that? Like, what kind of advice would you give people who tend to quit before they're done? Because, you know, I do get in my head a lot, and I tend to talk myself out of things. So I'll be like, oh, I'm terrible. This person's so much better than me. But you know what? If you try your hardest while you're playing, you never know. You might even surprise yourself. I end up surprising myself a lot. All right, community. Here's the community. Major, I need help. You said, oh, I can forward slash it? You said that stab really hurt? Well, how did I stab you? You can forward slash it, forward slash mod, then at me. Okay. Thank you, Major. I mean, that's handy. Did that work? I hope it did. But yeah, I mean, it's not over until it's over. Like, don't stop. Don't stop. You can tell, like, you can tell where they give up and then they just decide, like, not to. And I thought that was really, you know, fantastic, because I've done that plenty of times. I think I did that during the stream a couple of times. I gave up, like, oh, I'm not gonna. And it is hard to play and stream. That's why I don't really like doing ranked when I'm streaming, because I can't really focus as much as I need to. When I play by myself, I'm like super quiet and I'm very focused. And sometimes focusing that much makes me tired. Oh, you said what we watching? Souls, hey, welcome in. Let me give you a shout out. So, we are reading a Reddit post, Souls. I took my hands off my controller twice because I swear I was losing this. And so we were talking about how, like, even if you have a slither of life left, you can make a comeback, right? Like, don't give up until it's over, because you never know. So yeah, we were just talking about, like, just having the resilience to never give up, even if you're losing. Like, you never know. You can turn it around. You can bring it back. Let's see what other people have to say. But, like, what's your experience been with this? Because this is something that's pretty recent to me. I would say probably in the last, like, 3 months, this is something that I learned. Because I'm pretty good at talking myself down and being like, oh, you're just going to lose this match. Also, if anybody wants to buy me a shot, just let me know. And it's easy to be like, oh, you're just gonna lose this. You might as well just give up. Let's wait till the next match. Let's reset. But I can't tell you how many times I've come back. Bro, learn your punishment. See, I hate things like this. Like, you can give constructive criticism without being a dick about it. Like, all you gotta say is, oh, you could use this for punishment. Like, this person, like, they're just learning. Don't discourage them. Like, okay, maybe they're annoyed because they're able to see things that this person isn't able to see yet. Like, I feel like as you play more, you know, you see more things. Like, there's stuff you can't see as a beginner that you can see when you're more seasoned, right? I'm a big give up and reset. Are you? I do that. I used to do that a lot too, but now that I've been, like, you know, determined, and sometimes, you know, I can talk myself back into it. You know, I'll give up halfway through, and then I'll be like, you know what? Let me try, and then I'll surprise myself. But, you know, Major, don't give up. Like just keep going, because you never know. Like, they might give you an opportunity to come back, and sometimes you just need that one chance to come back. You know, I'll sit there and take it, and, like, I'll just see. I'm like, oh, if I have health left, I might be able to turn this around. If I don't, you know, you can't. Somebody said that genuinely looked like so much fun. It was a trip, that's for sure. It's nice when you have matches like that where you're like really fighting and you're able to win. Oh, I have a comment up here. I said, one thing I've learned from playing Tekken, you aren't done until you're KO'd. I've had some crazy comebacks with only a sliver of health left. It's not over till it's over. Yeah, so right, man, this definitely taught me that. I've had some times where my opponent was a sliver and they came back, so I should have known. Yeah, if that's the thing, you can't underestimate people too. That it's true for them too. You're just like, oh, they're almost dead. Like I've got them, and sometimes just seeing that little slither is enough motivation for a comeback. So yeah, that's why I said never underestimate your opponent, no matter what their rank might say. Also, don't underestimate yourself because then you limit yourself from your full potential. And I think that's true. Like, not only do you have an opponent, you become your own opponent, right? Is it this OP? Yep. Another thing I have to be better at sometimes I just go in underestimating myself because I may have a higher prowess. And I think prowess is about to change, right? Soul said, "I never give up. I will win or lose. Gotta try somehow." You are persistent, Souls. Like you really don't give up because like giving up, it's like even if it looks like you're losing. Like I can't stress this enough. Like I have come back so many times, and it like proved to me like you can't really give up in mid match, right? Like you just don't know what's gonna happen. You're limiting yourself in that way, and you're really causing yourself to lose. Like you said, sometimes it's good to not so much give up, but step away, recalibrate, and come back and kick ass. There was a really good video. That's a really good point because it brings this thought to mind. Like there was this video I watched for beginners of Tekken, and it was like when I started Tekken 8, and it talked about the most important feature of Tekken is how it blocks automatically for you, um, and sometimes you do just need that second to step back. And you'd be surprised, like if you just like kind of let go and just like let it block for you for a little bit. Like they just keep doing mids until they figure out you're just blocking. Then they'll go low or whatever. But like sometimes all it takes is like that block or that couple of blocks to kind of recalibrate yourself and get back in the game. So like I utilize that a lot more than I used to, and I think it's a good idea if you can, you know, he said, I guess I know when I am going to make even poorer decisions. What do you mean? Just just keep going. Just keep trying. Don't stop trying. Yeah, if they have a higher prowess, win streak, or the first round might go badly, I'm slowly learning to be calm and confident and cool to see that progress get better. This great game is truly great. And that's another thing too. Like there are all these things you got to learn. Like you've got to learn to be a bit more like patient. I know I wasn't patient. Learning how to take turns was a hard thing for me, and I'm still learning that too. When it's your turn to go, when it's not your turn to go, when you can interrupt, or you just have to block. And I think that's a really big part of learning and being patient, more patient and calm, um, and it's skills that kind of carry over into like other parts of life, right? Sometimes you have to react instead of just act. Um, Sometimes you just gotta block. um, so I said to that, the mental aspect of Tekken is probably the most important and difficult to master, which I think is true. Tekken can be incredibly insightful, and some of the lessons can carry over into your life. I'm just repeating myself. If you find yourself having intrusive thoughts while you're playing, begin to identify those thoughts and try your best to clear your mind. The difference in your gameplay will be night and day, and that's very true for me. Once you get rid of those negative thoughts, you're limitless. You're the only one that can really hold yourself back, and I think that's true. Just from like some of the tournaments I've played in, when I'm really in my head and I'm just like, oh, this person's better, or this person brought an entourage with them. Like, I would feel bad if they lost in front of all these people. Like, some people say I'm too nice to play. You said you're impatient as fuck, work in progress. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard because in Tekken you just want to go. You just want to do moves. You want to do the cool stuff. Yeah, an entourage. Like there was this one at Evo. This guy had an entourage with him, and they were all cheering and stuff, and I was like, I won, but I felt bad because like, you know, he had all these people, and they felt so bad when he lost. I'm just like, I just ruined somebody's day. You said your intrusive thoughts are uninstalling the game because I don't care enough. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think if you know your limits and you get to the point where you like Tekken is not for you and it's causing you um some mental anguish, because I think for some people, you know, Tekken can be that. Like there's so much toxicity, and like there's a lot of stuff you got to get over to play this game. Like if you're playing it like by yourself, that's one thing, but I think since there's so many other people you have to deal with, and you're dealing with so many different personalities, sometimes it can get to you, because it gets to me too. Like I hate when people are like rude or they'll key charge on me, and I know they do it to get to me, and sometimes it works, but I can't think of it like that, you know. um we don't like toxic people, but you know, it's usually people who have something else going on. I feel like, you know, I've met so many people since I've started streaming who are all going through things. Like we're all going through stuff. And at the end of the day, like you never know who that other person is on the other side of the screen, and what they're going through. Just be kind, you know, because it, you know, you're going through stuff too. Everybody's going through stuff, you know. Um, Even like I try to be nice to people who are toxic, because you know it's like you're going through something. I know this has nothing to do with me. I thought this was an interesting question because I do a lot of snake edges. But ever so often I find myself on the other side of one. So yeah, I always feel stupid because I can see it coming, but like I don't, sometimes I, or usually I don't have the reflexes to block it in time. You said at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun in there. It is supposed to be fun. I get it can be frustrating too, because we all have these goals, and we have to make sure they're realistic. Because otherwise, that's something that's frustrating. That could be frustrating too, but that's, you're only causing that frustration for yourself. You just have to make a realistic goal and make tiny tasks to get up to that goal, so that you can see your progress. Because I think that's the biggest part. It, like if you don't see your progress, even if it's like something tiny and small, um, it's very frustrating to feel like you're not moving anywhere, even though you're putting work in. You know. Oh my God! Hey, Klayea, how are you? How was your stream, Klayea? Thank you guys so much. We're just doing some Reddit Tekken posts. So this one is, how do you feel when you get hit by a snake edge? You said, LOL, well, I mean, people should be seeing them coming. I can always see them coming. I just can't react to them in time. You said you're bad at reacting too. Yeah, I think you can only get better with like practice. So that's the snake edge. It's one of my panic moves. Um, Time literally stops. Why does the camera have to do stupid zoom emphasis to emphasize that you're shit at blocking? It's so annoying. That's true too. I don't think it zooms in. Does it? Does it zoom in? I'm gonna have to watch a replay. I don't know if it zooms in. Button. It depends on the characters. I guess Fangs is fast. Shayu's animation. Yeah, I feel like her animations, like she can switch up into anything. Like it's very hard to figure out what she's about to do. So last one. Sonora Wall additional 761 post. Sensitive topic. This is just a quick reminder to keep yourself in check with our mental health and well-being before even attempting hopping on to the game, to cope or escape. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in the FGC that's been coming out. We were just talking about this earlier. We never know what's going on with the person on the other side of the screen. And that's really what I'm talking about, streamers too. I hope we can do our best to support each other, just like how most of this community's been doing. The only thing we can truly do is fight to live and keep moving forward. Now raise your iron fist kings and queens, tryhards and scripters. I wish you all the best, except if you're genuinely a piece of shit. I love that. Sincerely, a Tekken scrub. And I applaud them for posting this. I think it was a really good post. And I think this needs to be like called out every now and then. Like, you know, we're all just people. We're all going through things. Don't try to take stuff out on people. You know, if you're having a bad day, I always say check in with yourself before you play Tekken. Even throughout the day, it's good. And I've learned this from Tekken. Check in with how you're doing physically, how you're doing mentally, and how you're doing emotionally. If you're having a bad day physically, just acknowledge you're probably not going to be able to react as quickly as you would if you were like rested. And I think by acknowledging that, you give yourself some grace with acknowledging that you're not going to be playing at your best, and to adjust your expectations, so that you don't have unrealistic expectation. I feel like when you're emotional and you have things going on that are affecting you emotionally, it's very hard to think. It doesn't affect your mental, and it can affect your physical too. So that one thing can bring all three things down. And then your mental. Like if you are tired from like work or dealing with kids or whatever, you have to think, oh, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, you guys, I'm so close to 800. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, just self-care is really important. Yeah, self-care is the best care. Just make sure you are taking care of yourself, because you're more important, and you don't want to go into Tekken getting frustrated because, you know, you have all these unrealistic expectations, but what you really need is to give yourself some grace and be kinder to yourself, you know, because when you're not, you tend to take it out on everybody else, or people will take it out on other people, or you'll take it out on yourself, right? That's how I feel. How do you guys feel about that though? Like what do you guys do to like protect your mental health when you play Tekken? Because it can be rough. It can be pretty rough. Um Especially when there are people who are actively trying to put you down because they're feeling bad. So putting you down, they feel better. Like that's something that always gets to me, because I rather sit down with people and talk out what they're going through. Like, hey, you're being kind of toxic. Like, what's going on here? Like, can we talk about this? Like, what's going on in your life? So that so that you can deal with it or cope with it in a healthier way, instead of like taking it out on random people. Because this should be a fun game for everybody, and it's not fun when you're being put down, or people are talking bad to you, or messaging you like random stuff. Like it does takes the fun out of it. You said watch some streamers play Tekken. That's a good idea too. I have learned a lot from watching other streamers. It's a good way to like kind of take a break, and you know. And I think this, like, I love reading like the Reddit posts, because it does give me a little break from Tekken, because like I can't keep going. I need little breaks. That's why I think I was gonna play Kiosk a little bit later, but Major, stop. You do not suck at Tekken, please. You don't get to where you are by sucking. I hate that. And plus, I don't think people should look at it as I'm bad or I'm good. It's just how much knowledge you have about the game, and we all need more knowledge. It's not about being bad or good at all. I wouldn't say I'm better than anybody. I would just say, like, you know, I might know more than somebody else, or they might know more than me, or they might be able to adjust to myself. And there's so many factors too. Like on your best day, you know, that could be somebody else's worst day, or on their worst day, it might be your best day. Like there's so many factors that play into it. I don't think it's as simple as being bad or being good, you know. And I think we need to change like how people think about it. What's going on in this chat? You said you could have sucked your way to the top, Major. This is PG-13. Come on. Oh, that's funny. Well, that was the last Reddit post. Thanks for hanging out with me and talking about some stuff. They always have some cool things, so check them out if you find any that are interesting. Feel free to send them to me. We can talk about them next time I stream. I'm not streaming next Tuesday, but I'll be streaming the Tuesday after.
That's it for this Reddit highlight. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this video, drop a comment and let me know your thoughts on the Tekken topics. What do you think about people that ban specific characters from their lobbies? How do you feel about giving up mid-match? How do you find the motivation to not give up? How do you feel when you get hit with a sneak edge? And how do you heal and move forward from that? And do you check in with yourself to help manage your expectations before playing Tekken? In your opinion, is that a good or bad idea, and why? If you're craving more Tekken content, come hang out with me on Twitch. I stream every other Tuesday, run open lobbies, and read through the Tekken subreddit live. Plus, you can catch me competing for Mecha Storm Titan, so just make sure to follow both me and the team. And if you're looking for a casual, friendly, and non-toxic group to grow with, join my PSN team, Cage-Free Warriors. We're all about practicing, learning, and leveling up together in a supportive space. Whether you're new or experienced, we'd love to have you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. It really helps. Thanks again for being here. Game hard, stay kind, and get ready for the next battle.